Welcome to XCD. Today is November 19th, and I'm calling it McLaren Monday. I'm heading to Denver right now. It is about 4:30 in the a.m. Going to get on a 6:45 flight out of Albuquerque to Denver. Once in Denver, of course, I'm going to have to make my way to Lamborghini of Denver, check out their inventory. And from there, this morning I have an appointment with McLaren of Denver. I've been looking at 570s and 570 GTs. I didn't even know about McLarens, I want to say, until about 6 months ago. And I like it's basically the Baby Mac. It's on par with the Huracan and the Gallardo, kind of the entry-level exotic. The thing I like about the Baby Macs is they're a little less expensive than the Huracans, and you get a few more features that you don't get with the Huracan, like a little bit more luggage space and a little bit more, well, you get the flying doors for one, which is pretty cool. It has the twin-turbo V8 in it, which is nothing to sneeze at because it's still over 500 horsepower. And the difference between the 570S and the 570 GT, basically the same engine, but with the 570 GT, it's the Grand Touring. It actually has a hatchback where you can put a little bit more luggage. So instead of just having the engine bay in the back as they do on the 570S, they've extended glass over that, and then they've made that the back glass open so you can throw bags in it. It's, like I said, it's got the very same engine. The 570S, which is the sport model, it has a little different stock exhaust. Although I want to say in the 2018s and 19s, they've actually made the exhaust the same on both the GT and the S. Don't quote me on that, but I think I remember seeing a video referencing that. So I wanted to get a couple of my questions answered. The big one that I had with the GT is it has a all glass roof over the passenger compartment, which isn't usually a big deal, but living in New Mexico, I have a sunroof on my car here, but I rarely open it. Just open when it's just in regular driving, open it so that the sun can come in through the glass, not even just opening the glass, just because the sun gets so stinking hot that it burns the top of my head. And so they have a monochromic glass, which basically allows you to change the phases of the glass that allows in less or more light. And so if that will indeed take care of the issue with the light, then the 570 GT would definitely still be a contender. Now, one of the nice things about both the 570S and the 570 GT, and I'll point this out when I'm looking at them, is kind of like the Audi R8. They have like a little back shelf where you can put like some storage. You could actually put a couple of roller bags back there. So the price point of the GT and the price point of the S are a little bit different. The GT is usually a little bit more expensive than the S, and if I'm only gaining that little bit more of cargo space with the back hatch, where there is actually still cargo space with the S, it may not be worth the price difference to get the GT. So, and then also I'm not paying any extra for the sport features, because I definitely do want to have that grumbly exhaust sound when I'm driving it. So just a couple of things about my day. Very much looking forward to visiting the McLaren dealership. I've never actually even seen a McLaren in person, so no point of reference other than what I've seen on video. And you can only really get so much when looking at videos, and there comes a time when you actually have to see it and touch it in person, and, you know, in this case, ride in it, drive it, to really get a sense of what you're looking at. I have to say that I'm very much torn between the McLaren and the Lamborghini, because the Lamborghini is a Lamborghini. It's that Italian exotic. The McLaren is definitely going to be an eye turner, especially when you open those flying doors. But a Lambo's a Lambo, and I've driven a Huracan, and I love the Huracan. And I've also heard that the McLaren is a little bit more comfortable than the Huracan also. So even driving, two other things. The comfort factor, which would be nice on longer drives. And also, because the twin turbo V8, it actually gets a little bit better gas mileage than the Huracan, and because of that, it gets over 20 in some cases. I want to say up to 23 when they factor in highway and in-town driving. You escape that gas guzzler tax that you pay with the Huracan. So that's another feature that I would be able to skirt if I got the McLaren.
The airport. We'll get my boarding pass and see how bad the lines are at security. Quick and painless. TSA pre-check. 8:11. Alright, finally boarding the flight. Made it to Denver. Local time here about 8 o'clock in the a.m. Feels a little bit cold here in the Mile High City. I don't know that I've ever rented with Advantage, so we'll see how good their cars are. All right, well, it's nice and nipply here in Colorado, and got me a Mustang. So here's my Mustang convertible. Maybe it'll get warm enough today to actually put the top down. We'll see.
I've arrived here in Denver. I'm heading to Lamborghini of Denver. So just leaving Advantage Rent-A-Car. I'm driving a Ford Mustang convertible. I've never actually driven one of the newer Mustangs. My initial take on Advantage was that they were a little disorganized. They had a lot of people there, and they did have 2 counters with 4 people working, which is good. But their stuff seemed just a little bit disorganized.
You know, I thought the Rocky Mountains would be a lot more rocky than this. That John Denver is full of... Oh, wait. There they are.
Right, here we are, Lamborghini of Denver. Been here one other time. They did not have the Urises. Urises? Is that the plural of Urus? Rock and roll. I think they just opened. Boogie on in here and take a gander at some Lambos. And we'll go from there. Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, well, I am just leaving Lamborghini of Denver. It was all right. I've been here once before. I got a chance to take some video of some Aventadors, Performante Huracan, regular Huracan, a couple of Uruses, and they're nice, red, white, nothing real eye-catching for me. I like the blues, the greens, the oranges, but alas, they had none in their inventory. So I'm heading to McLaren now for an 11 o'clock appointment, and then we're gonna test drive a McLaren. So it sounds like it will be fun. All right, here we are at the McLaren dealership to see which one is which. There's the Maserati, there's the McLaren. All right, there we go. Cool, event park. Yep, I'm at the McLaren. I am very stoked. Sweet. And I think I'm about 5 or 10 minutes ahead of schedule. Woohoo! Nope.
Just teasing. That was a bit of a joke.
And what year is this one?
2017.
Okay.
The only thing that has varied, the backup camera. Instead of being on your main screen, it's in the center of the dash, which was kind of a nice advancement
Yeah.
because you're looking down versus looking straight ahead. When I was in medical, I spent about 4 or 5 years with a company called Lexicor. What was interesting, see how wet it is, a little bit. See, when it brakes, it's in a straight line.
Oh my God.
That was 100 on a wet surface. I didn't have any momentum.
Oh
blah, blah,
my
blah.
God. That
Anyway,
was awesome.
fun, isn't it? This is track mode.
Okay.
You've heard of Alzheimer's, which one of our tests was able to help in early advancements diagnose.
Wow.
He goes, Tom, you suffer from Alzheimer's. And I said, what? It's not all the time, it's just every once in a while. So.
And you can shift with one shifter, can't you?
Yep, it's
Up and down.
unidirectional.
That's right.
It's
Okay, that's what I thought.
Usually I come flying down here about, I don't want
I'm going to randomly chain through a,
like this guy. Yeah.
for a falling rock.
Ceramics.
Wow.
I'm in track mode, so it automatically incorporates what's called rep matching. I didn't touch the brakes, or not the brakes, but the paddle shifter when I was coming down to an accelerated slow with the braking system. It automatically drops the gears and elevates the RPM. It's a seamless transition.
Roller coaster towns. Oh my gosh.
Now, this is a fairly rough road. Okay, I'm going to go side to side. See, there's no body movement. The tires never leave the driving surface. It is silky smooth. That is part of the performance requirements if you want to hit the track. The only time a tire is ever going to leave the driving surface is if, unfortunately, you're flying off a cliff. I will tell you, unlike any other car.
Are we at low right now? Standard height?
Yep.
That was good because
That
because
lip.
normally these little things will catch it. So nice.
And it's going to elevate, give or take, about 2.5 inches. Oh, that was nothing. I took it easy on you. I'm not kidding.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. You're a little taller. Look at that, first try. Look at that. All right, right here.
Okay.
That is your right and left exterior mirror adjustments.
Okay.
Right now it's in neutral. Everything's good.
Okay.
All right. Now, the brake. That is the only thing I want to give you kind of a heads up on. Not the parking brake, but the actual brake itself. It's going to give you a ton of travel. And that is designed specifically
Okay.
for the performance based on the driver. So if
Okay.
you want to brake, trust me, you got to put it down.
Okay.
Now, you have that graduated slow, slow, slow. You'll figure it out right away. So
Okay.
now, parking brake is off. Press in.
Okay.
You can either activate by using the paddle shifter
Okay.
or press D, whatever you like.
Okay.
Pure hydraulic steering.
Okay. Which way we go?
Take a right. We're going to go on a fun little ride. So at the light, you're going to take a left. Now, right now, it is in what's called auto manual. That's what the AM stands for on your number 2. Okay. The reason you're in auto manual is because you manually shifted. Okay. It will, over the course of very little time, like right now, you're in A, which is full automatic.
Okay.
Matilda, don't you ever do that again or break your head. You got that?
Okay.
It don't work like that. It's not professional. There is rules.
Okay.
And stop saying okay all the time, okay?
Okay.
Good.
You can play around with that all you want. If you want true manual, that's the button right there. Now it shows you're in manual.
Okay.
But we'll put it in auto manual because
Okay.
it'll allow you to do the same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
And if for whatever reason...
It'll allow me to shift if I do shift. Okay.
And in track mode in suspension has nothing to do with track mode in performance. Performance is going to give you that variation of the gear shifting, the transitions of how high the RPM is going to go before it shifts.
Okay.
And once you are in track mode, if you activate the manual shift, it'll go into auto manual, and then it's going to wait for you to do something, and eventually it'll go back.
Okay.
Okay?
That's pretty smart.
It's a fairly intelligent machine.
Jeez.
Yeah. 2,500 RPM to 9,000 is really exhilarating.
Man, it's crazy.
And you'll stay in this lane.
Okay.
Okay. And when we make this left-hand turn, there's that brake triangle, right?
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. I gotta say the acceleration on this, the Hurricane has nothing on this thing. That's crazy.
The ceramic, not the pads, the ceramic is actually the disc, right? And unless you're a daily tracker, those ceramics should last the life of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Of course,
Even Jay was saying, he goes, unless you're going to the track all the time, he goes, steel brakes are just fine.
they are. Look at this right there. Kind of great if you could beat these guys. Yeah, go ahead and take this. Good, perfect. Yes. They're fairly glued. That's right. It's going to turn. There, you got a sense to feel those brakes.
Yep.
It never ceases to amaze me, pretty much everything about the car. But the one thing that is always, God, how do they do that? No matter how aggressive you're pushing the car, the transition between the gearing is seamless and
It is.
silky.
Yeah.
Because normally you're expecting that big drop. That would be the dual clutching system.
So this is all track, both?
Track. Yeah. On the fly. It's going to change your screen as well because now you're in what's called normal. Okay, so if you're going to take that road trip from New Mexico to, not that you'd ever want to go to North Dakota, this is going to be the most relaxed ride and the most traditional gear shift pattern. It's going to give you that 25 miles or 30 miles per gallon.
Is this normal?
Normal.
Okay, so and then it also drops the note on the exhaust a little bit too. Okay.
Yep. Like I said, on normal. And you notice how it jumped
Yep.
those gears when we did the drive.
Yeah.
Engine drivetrain, his clutch is perfect. So
He hasn't had to replace the clutch?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I've never heard of a McLaren having to replace a clutch.
That's
So
and that's older technology.
correct.
Yeah.
But the dual clutching system, although there have been some enhancements and more improvements, it's the same basic principle. The 3.8 gear engine is the same basic principle.
What is the shift RPM?
Whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
It'll hit the governor.
Oh, okay.
But that won't be until about 9,000 RPMs.
Wow.
It allows you the opportunity, if you're so inclined, to go ahead and feel the need to pass.
Okay. Look at that, only went 40.
If you're running from something.
Now, is there a quick way to get into neutral if you ever had to? Like, is it, because I know with the Lambo, it's both shifters, pull it,
Press the end.
just press the, okay.
Now,
Nothing on
a
the,
couple of the more, wonderful, ingenious, simplistic things, which are the most incredible. When you come to a stop and you're ready to shut down, you don't have to manually go through and put it in neutral, engage your parking brake. All you have to do is kill the start button and it automatically goes into neutral and engages your parking brake.
oh, okay, nice.
We've had a couple of events where we've had the opportunity to really open it up here. And what's exciting about doing that is more so when the person that's in the passenger seat has never been on this road. Oh man, yeah, you suffer from serious dry mouth. He goes, yeah, I've been waiting for McLaren. My business partner and I, we track about 30 days a year. The car will take care of you. Don't worry about it. Trust the car. He said, as you make this first right-hand turn, kind of a swooping first initial left, so you can see the whole road in front of you. That's why I like it. So Michael and I went out, and this guy can drive. And we were on this road. You can push it a lot harder than you're doing, sir. Don't worry. And we were flying. And And we get back to the dealership, and he goes, you know, I've driven Jay's GT3 RS, and thing's a goddamn hammer. This thing's an effing scalpel, and I'm gonna smoke his ass. And he does. He hammers the GT3 RS, not even close. And so, when you know, Jay comes in, and he orders a 720. And when it did, you know, I'm calling all these people, and this is one of the more conservative drives I've been on.
I believe it.
Here's a nice little burst. Put her down. Let her go. It's like a gun.
Yeah, it is.
Better to have it not needed before when you needed it. Sure is great. It's very true. So I'll put it into kind of a traditional sports sport.
Yeah.
You'll notice in track mode it's showing you constantly the different variations of measurements, tire pressure, tire temperature, which is when you're on the track you want to be in that mid upper 90s to low 100 range for your tire temperature. That's when you know you're glued.
8-speed?
7-speed. 7-speed dual clutch.
Okay. So we're doing 200 at 7 speed. I mean, if we were doing 200, we would be in
6th gear.
6th gear.
It doesn't utilize 7th gear at top speed.
Jeez. Just for better traction?
I think it's called the limiter. Yeah. When he pulled in that code and he brought it in, and he goes, oh yeah, and by the way, tell Brian, who's our head tech, the speedometer shuts down at 213. I said, where the hell were you going 213 miles an hour? No, knee-jerk reactions. What you expected, more so, less than piece of shit car.
Way more. I just... What they've done with the V8 is just ultra real. You know, my first car was a 76 Chevelle with a 350 in it, and I thought that was really bad, you know. But how refined they made the twin turbo V8, it doesn't need 10 or 12 cylinders.
The limits, you go right up and down. Okay. And I said, have you found it yet? He goes, hell no. And again, you can either push the kill button.
Cool.
There's your brake.
Wow.
Neutral. Welcome to McLaren.
Whew. Man.
Well, we got to McLaren today at about 11 o'clock a.m. It was a good 3 hours. I think we spent 2 hours just talking about cars, showed me every car in their inventory, just talking it through, I guess you can say, what it was that I want, what it was that I'm looking for, and just very personable, very family oriented. I guess that's the best way to describe it. So that was awesome in and of itself. I got to sit in the 570S, the 570 GT, 720S. Then we went on a test ride, and I gotta say, man, nothing could prepare me for that test ride. We went on a test drive in the Huracan the last time I was here a year ago when I was at Eurosports, and that was awesome. Got a chance to drive it, but I gotta say that the 570S is on par with acceleration with the Huracan, in my opinion. But my bar wasn't set very high. I'm not looking for a huge track car. I'm not looking for, an 800 horsepower beast. The 570S has everything. It's got the room, it's got the stance, it's got the luxury, it's got the exotic appeal. It's just got everything. I gotta say, man, everything about today was stellar. Today was a stellar day for me. It was really, really cool to be able to drive the McLaren, to ride in the McLaren. I was scared to death. It was roller coaster fast. I totally didn't know what to do with myself. It was crazy. Thanks to McLaren of Denver for the experience. allowing me to go beyond what I can read online or see online on YouTube. They really allowed me to get an experience for the car, and I would be more than happy with the 570S. So thanks, guys. Tom, the guy that I had met, he goes, hey, do we have any of those t-shirts left? So he went and he got me a McLaren Denver t-shirt. So Merry Christmas to me.